I mean, I'm a plumber now. I'm Italian. I'm a plumber. It makes so much sense.
Hello, and welcome to Let Me Look That Up, the show where we use the internet to try to answer life's trivial questions. I'm Tristan, and I read the manual.
I'm Justin, and I've got a copy of Nintendo Power right here, and also the internet.
And I'm Adam, and my feet hurt. Whoa!
We've all been there. You're hanging out with a couple of friends, and suddenly a random question pops up. Like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
That's when somebody ends up pulling out their phone to see if they can find the answer. And that's what this show's all about. Just a couple of friends trying to find the answer to life's mysteries.
And you can definitely trust your crazy uncle on Facebook about life advice.
Today we're talking about Mario. Super Mario, the Mario Brothers, whatever you want to call it. Mario.
I like to call it Mario.
Mario.
Okay.
Mario.
My first question to you guys is this. Have you ever actually beaten a Mario game? And I'm talking like the old school Mario games.
Absolutely not.
Like we're talking pre-64?
Yeah, pre-64, pre-3D Marios.
Yeah, no.
No, I've watched people beat it in stunned silence, but never actually beaten it.
I've definitely never beaten the original Mario. The only reason why I can get past World 1 in the original Mario is because I would use the cheat pipes that would let you jump world. And even then, I still couldn't beat the game. So,
Right, yeah. Come to think of it, the SNES version I had only had like the first 2 levels. I never remember seeing anything past the first underground level.
Did it not have them, or did you just not make it past?
No, I definitely made it to the end like multiple times, but that's where the game would end.
Oh, do you guys remember the red 3D goggles? Do you guys have you guys played that?
No.
It was this 3D vortex goggles, and it was like it had this little stand, and you had a controller that you held, and you put the cartridge into this red 3D goggle experience, and it was immersive, and they had a Mario game.
Oh.
And the only thing I can remember about that game is it wasn't fun. It was super simple and not fun.
What you're talking about is the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy.
Which came out in the
Virtual Boy.
90s.
My cousins had one, and the only thing I really remember about it is it wasn't very fun, and it always looked like somebody was about to pee themselves because they've got the goggles on, they're looking down, and they're holding a controller, and it just looks like they're standing in the corner taking a leak. That's just...
Yeah, I'm looking at the... Oh my gosh, this photo. Yeah, I'm looking at photos of it right now, and it is... Wow.
Yeah, just a giant headset. Look it up and enjoy.
I think it's important to acknowledge that Nintendo has made a lot of stuff that didn't really work, but they are extremely innovative and have made, like, they've kind of dipped their toes in before everybody else, but they didn't necessarily do a good job at it.
Yeah, they definitely were the, I don't know, let's do it. You want to try it? Sure. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's keep going. That didn't work? Okay. Well, we'll just package it again.
Some say they're still that way today.
Apparently, at one point, they had a, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a Mario game, but all it was basically you chose which design, which character it was. You could choose if it was like grayscale, an outline, or like certain amount of colors. And then you could connect it to a sewing machine and it would sew a little patch for you. That was the whole game.
That's not a game.
It's not a game. But the idea of
Sewing
connecting
adventure.
a game to a real life thing is very interesting.
It's pretty baller. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember back in the day there was a printer for your Game Boy?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, because there's like the picture. There's a little camera that you could
Yeah.
attach to it, and then you could print out your pictures.
Yeah, it was like a quarter
Yeah.
pixel camera.
And they were horrible.
Yeah. They were like a step down from a Xerox print.
Yeah. It was like pop art if pop art was printed badly. Like,
Yeah. Also, the idea of a personal camera on a device that was not like a huge film camera.
Yeah.
Like how cameras are on your phone now. Game Boy
what?
did it first.
wait, cameras are where now?
Adam,
Huh?
today
What?
there are cameras on your phone.
Since when?
There's one on the front And depending on what kind of phone you have, there's like 3 or 4 on the back.
Who did that? Who's doing this?
All of that to say, Mario Brothers, there's 2 of them. Their last name is Mario, so it's Mario and Luigi Mario. Here's my question to you guys. Which one is the older brother?
Wait. You're saying it's Mario and Luigi Mario?
Yeah, because they're the Mario Brothers.
What?
Or are we only referring to Mario by his last name?
There's not. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
I've stumped everyone with this question.
I'm Mario. Oh, that sounds like your parents did not love you as much.
I've actually got the answer right here, and it can end up cutting the episode super short.
Well, I already know the answer because I'm cool like that. So I don't even have to look it up. I just know.
Which answer do you have?
Well, answer to everything you just asked, actually. It's right here on Luigi's character profile on Wikipedia.
He's done it already. Complete. We did it.
Before, Justin,
Congratulations.
before you
Let
go,
me hang the banner.
Adam, which brother is the older brother?
This is easy. Boom. Done. I already know because I already know. I've watched the documentaries. I've read through the tablets. Luigi is the older brother, but I think everybody thinks he's the younger brother because he's player 2. And player 2 is always played by the little kid, the little brother.
So this answer that you're giving me right now is what made me want to jump into this question. Because in my mind, like you said, Luigi is always thought of as the younger brother. I always thought Luigi was the younger brother. Maybe that's because I'm the younger brother and I was always forced to play as Luigi. I don't know. But in my mind, Luigi's the younger brother. You and other people that I've talked to about this have said, and I think even Justin has said this at one point, that Luigi is the older brother. But Justin, I believe, like you said, you just found the answer to this question
Immediately,
which is something that I looked up previously, so I'm aware of this. Justin, lay it on us.
Guys, I'm about to blow your mind. Luigi is a twin.
They're fraternal twins.
No, what?
It says
That's
here,
crazy.
Luigi's full name, Luigi Mario. So Mario is the last
right.
name. Occupation, occupation, plumber, obviously, because
I hope he's licensed.
Family, Mario, twin brother.
Well, that settles that.
Origin, Mushroom Kingdom, nationality, Italian, which kind of,
What?
that kind of,
There's
I'm
a little,
confused.
that's confusing.
Does this mean there's a little Italy in the Mushroom Kingdom?
in the Mushroom Kingdom, or that in their universe, Italy exists.
Right. That raises even more questions. Little Italy, food, Mushroom Kingdom. That's crazy.
But does that mean the Mario Brothers movie is actually accurate, that there is a portal from the real world into the Mushroom Kingdom and the Mario Brothers have somehow fallen through it?
I don't want to accept that.
I had a feeling that movie would come up. It just it haunts this franchise.
It does.
It haunts the Mario Brothers.
And Bob Hoskins. and John Leguizamo.
So for the sake of our sanity, we are going to ignore the movie and the
Good.
TV shows.
Which is good, because I think the movie kind of ignored the video games too.
Yeah,
So.
it did its own thing, and it was weird.
And we can ignore. And the TV show. My daughter actually likes the TV show, and I don't know how to feel about that.
For those of you that don't know, there was a live action.
I can actually answer this because I actually know. Because my daughter watches it.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Super Mario Super Show. Was the first one aired. It had one season, technically 2 seasons, about 50 episodes. It was a live action show. They had a budget to bring in special guests, including Cyndi Lauper.
Wow.
And they cut to the cartoon. So it was basically like they set up, have some sort of silly dialogue, a superficial problem, a special guest, cut into the cartoon. Then they'd cut back to the show, make a joke, cut back into the cartoon, and then they'd do the commercials for the Link, for the Legend of Zelda show, which was awful. The legendarily most awful cartoon.
It was
So misogynistic, so awful. Look it up. And then they would cut back, solve that superficial problem, and they'd be out. And then after that show, because of the super backlash of the absolute terrible caricature of Italian culture in Brooklyn, they re-released it and did some different dialogue as the Super Mario show. And that was just the cartoon. So they tried to save it. And I think at that time, everybody had kind of moved on.
Yeah, I remember seeing both a live action and the animated version. I don't think I had realized they were both one and the same.
Yeah.
Well, TV show aside and movie aside, we have here a conundrum of the Mario brothers are twins, which I think is baffling everyone, right?
Yeah. If we want to get nitty gritty, it says here that Luigi is portrayed as the younger fraternal twin brother of Nintendo's mascot Mario.
So he is.
So they are
younger,
born at the same time. Yeah. It's like that thing that twins do when there's like, oh, I'm older by 2 minutes.
Do twins really do that? Or is that just what other people force twins to do?
Now I'm really thinking
I got you on that one. Because we see the TVs and movies, but I've never actually heard twins talk about who's older. I think they just don't care.
It's true.
I don't care.
I'll ask all the twins I know if they have that argument or not.
So stay tuned for that.
If any of you are twins and you argue about which one is older, let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Also, let us know if which one of you decides to be Mario or Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one of you is forced to be Luigi?
Yeah. How many older siblings made their younger siblings be Luigi because he was the little brother?
You're Luigi. Now.
Luigi now. Here's my thing. How do we know that they are fraternal twins? Right? Because there's really nothing that you immediately think of that's like, oh, that has to be it, right? It's this thing. Is there canon to Mario, or is canon just made up by the fans and the people that play the game?
I don't think there's canon. It's all about like the original game was all about, number one, it was reinforcing gender stereotypes, which we can forgive them for because of the time period through which the games were released. But it was all about saving someone in a castle, and then you got to save them, and oh no, they're in another castle. Oh, well, we'll save them now. Oh no, they're in another castle. How long is this going to happen? Until we find the guy who built all the castles, who actually has Princess Peach, and shut her down. Nope, shut him down. They never go into who Bowser is.
Right.
Actually, they do, based on his accent.
Well,
that's about it.
Bowser doesn't have
Bowser
an
has
accent.
an accent?
He just goes,
He's a snapping turtle.
he's a snapping turtle?
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh.
In the aforementioned cartoon, he has an accent, and it's a terrible accent.
Oh, no.
Please watch and judge for yourself.
I thought we were going to ignore the TV show.
No, we were ignoring the
yes.
movie and glossing over the TV show.
But like in the manuals, there's always like a little bit of backstory of who the characters are. Like, oh, Mario's a plumber and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if the twins part is ever in a book or not. Like if it's in one of the game manuals, they always say like, oh, the brother to Mario, Luigi, brother to Mario, blah, blah, blah. But do they ever talk about them being twins in the thing?
I'm going to try to deep dive into this a little bit more. Let's see. I've definitely got a bunch of tabs open up right now. It's really harrowing to flip through. So according to Satoru Iwata, CEO of Nintendo back in 2013.
Seems like a legitimate resource.
Yeah. At a Nintendo Direct in 2013, he confirmed that they are fraternal brothers.
Man.
Okay. So that answers, because here's the thing.
Top of the food
The
chain.
game that shows this is Yoshi's Island. Did either of you play Yoshi's Island?
Yes.
I've seen it, so no.
If you recall, Yoshi's Island is about baby Mario and baby Luigi being brought on stork to the Mushroom Kingdom, being dropped, and Yoshi catches baby Mario and has to go find baby Luigi. So the game is find baby Luigi.
No wonder why they thought they were plumbers. They were dropped on their heads by a bird. If you were flown to an island and dropped on your head and the first thing they tell you is find your brother, of course you're going to think you're a plumber.
Yeah, I've never really thought of Yoshi's Island being part of the normal canon of the Mario Brothers. I've always thought of it as kind of an offshoot thing, because if you start going that direction, it creates this whole other thing that you have to try to understand if you're trying to understand the canon.
I mean, I'm just going to take this in its logical conclusion. I feel like Nintendo on purpose does what J.J. Abrams did with the new Star Wars movies, win in his own direction regardless. And I think they do that with every game. They just don't care, and they just do what they want and let the chips fall where they may.
And that brings me back to my question earlier of, is there really canon, or is it just fan service of like the fans want there to be canon and they try to connect everything? And by they, I mean we are... I would say we are fans of Mario, but there seems to be this need as the consumer of a video game to create a canonized version of it, that if it's called Mario World, there has to be a connection because it's the same characters along the same thing. We can see this with The Legend of Zelda, which is a very fascinating timeline if you want to dive into that. We don't have time for that today.
There's a pretty good YouTube video on that I should share with you guys.
I don't know if it's actually canon. In my mind, it's not canon. It's not part of the original line of games.
Well, but Yoshi is in the original. He's not in the original, but he's in the Super Nintendo.
He
version.
is. Yeah. I'm not saying that Yoshi's not part of it. My issue is Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Oh, gotcha. Specifically Mario and Baby Luigi being dropped on their head and going, I'm plumbers now. Where's my brother?
And then there's also the other issue of, if we're taking those into canon, then how come Baby Mario and Baby Luigi can exist at the same time as adult Mario and adult Luigi in the sports games?
Which begs the question about Wario and
Waluigi.
Let me drop this on you. Wario and Waluigi aren't related at all.
No, they actually
they
are.
don't have to be. They just look cool and probably signed. I mean, I think the first instance they show up as a Mario Tennis, right? Because they needed a partners duo that rivaled Mario and Luigi.
Well, Waluigi first appeared in Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
Wario existed before that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they're just guys that are jerks that are like, we're going to make our names similar and we're going to enter into this and we don't care.
Same video series that breaks down the Legend of Zelda timeline also did one on Waluigi and his existence. That's a pretty good one to watch.
Waluigi might be a whole other episode in and of himself.
As far as canon is concerned, there is one, and there's no way of me looking it up. I just know Shigeru Miyamoto knows the canon of Mario and how all of them link together, but he won't tell anyone.
So the real question is, does he actually know, or did he just say that? And then behind closed doors, he's like, I don't know. And he's got this big whiteboard. And it's full of all these lines and things connected together. I don't know. There's got to be a common thread here somewhere. They're expecting this. And they're like, what are you doing? Don't come in. And they're going, put your pants on. You got to go talk to people now. You got to tell them the origin. Well, we'll tell them we're working on it. That's not good enough. This is 20 years you've been doing this. We've had it.
Oh, it's been 35 years.
See, I don't think he has it figured out then.
So here's my question, gentlemen. Do we take on the task of trying to figure out
the Mario canon,
the timeline of Mario?
All right, but I'll tell you, but only if we can focus exclusively on Mario Sunshine.
I think it's about time that we wrap this up for the day. What are we walking away with today?
Well, I believe that it's important to understand where we come from. They're twins. What? That's what we walked away with. Not only is there no reason to think one's older and younger besides the minutia of minutes, which I guess somebody would make a big deal out of. They're twins.
They're twins.
And they're not identical. They specifically say fraternal, which explains the height disparity and the nose thing and the mustache differences and their preference for colors. I don't know. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I probably
color
should know
preference
that.
a twin thing?
And if we break it down, if we break it down even further to something we didn't even discuss, but I'm going to blow it wide open right now. We've always thought of Yoshi being a pet to Mario, but Yoshi is their dad.
Oh my gosh.
My Christmas must be awkward.
Yoshi is Mario and Luigi's father.
So it's his dad dinosaur.
Oh, I want a dad dinosaur.
Yeah, dinosaur. Yay.
New series on ABC coming this fall.
From prehistoric times to now, he's come back to raise his kids. Dad Dinosaur. He's doing the best he can with his little arms.
So I think we've just started opening up a can of worms regarding...
You mean a can of spaghetti sauce?
Yeah, I've got a ton of questions on twins now and just the geography of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Where's Little Italy?
The whole timeline of events in the whole Super Mario universe.
There's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
If this episode has brought up any questions, reach out to us. Feel free to reach out. Send us a message on social media, on Facebook, Instagram.
Please reach out.
Twitter.
If you're the older twin, tell us if you guys have color preferences.
Oh, yeah. If you have color preferences.
Well, there we go,
if one of you,
is that
if the older one argues about being the oldest one so that they get to do things. Any other weird twin things that happen, let us know those.
Did you guys want to become plumbers?
And affinity for the same career. There we go.
Yeah. Do you both want the same thing? Do you?
Is your dad a dinosaur?
That's the best question to ask. Hello, sir. Is your dad a dinosaur? Want to hold my hand in this bank line? This is stupid.
Actually,
shock
no.
jock.
The thing is you have to ask a twin this.
Right, only twins.
Oh, right.
Only twins.
Even worse. Excuse me, are you a twin and is your dad a dinosaur?
Speaking of getting a hold of us on social media and stuff, it's time for listener lookups. I know you weren't part of this discussion, but if you recall a few weeks ago, we had an episode about idioms, and Stacy brought up her theory that idioms are based off of innuendo.
Right.
Have you guys heard of the phrase balls to the wall or balls out?
Yeah.
Yep. I've heard it and used it.
It does not mean what you think it means, unless what you think it means has to do with a centrifugal governor.
What's a centrifugal governor?
In 1788, an engineer named James Watt designed a centrifugal governor to help prevent steam engines from running out of control. And on this mechanism, there were these levers, and at the end of those levers, there were balls.
Sort of like a shifter knob?
Exactly. So when the engine was at maximum speed, the balls at the end of the levers would be as far out as possible as the thing is spinning.
Yeah.
The end of the levers were as far away from each other as possible, hence balls out or going at maximum speed.
Okay.
A slightly different governor design accounts for the balls to the wall. Instead of being balls, the weights are more like rollers surrounded by a cylinder. In this case, the balls contact the cylinder walls at top speed. So basically, a steam engine going top speed would mean that either the balls at the end of the lever would be as far out as possible, or they would be touching the wall of the cylinder. Therefore, balls to the wall or balls out is referring to engines.
Okay, so the first person who said that probably was the coolest guy who was immediately fired.
There's also a competing theory that it has to do with airplane and like pushing the throttle all the way forward. And the
Gotcha. So anything you use to accelerate base like trains, planes,
automobiles,
but not automobiles. Right.
That has a ball-shaped knob.
That sounds like a bad insult.
That sounds weird.
Ball-shaped knob. Get out of here.
Ball-shaped knob.
Anyway, if you have any interesting facts like that you want to share with us, or have any questions regarding what we talked about today, go ahead and reach out to us on our social media. You can find us on Facebook at Let Me Look That Up Pod, or Instagram and Twitter at Let Me Look That Up. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever else you find your podcasts. Subscribe, leave us a review and a rating, and help support the show. You can also support us by going to buymeacoffee.com/Let Me Look That Up. All of those links can be found in the description, or you can go to letmelookthatup.com and find everything you need there. Well, thanks for joining us today on Let Me Look That Up. I'm Tristan.
I'm Justin.
I'm Adam.
We'll catch you next time.